Hello listeners, and welcome to our very first program in our series, Let's Learn Technical Studies A and C, which is produced for grade 8 learners and anybody else who has an interest in the subject. My name is Nodi Yambo, and today we will learn about bricklaying and plastering. Please have a pen and a notebook ready so that you can make notes of the important points. Just like any other industry, bricklaying and plastering is one of the oldest and popular trade in the building construction in Namibia, if not worldwide. Today's program, we will talk about bricklaying and plastering. At the end of this program, you should be able to identify, use, and store the basic hand tools used in bricklaying and plastering. Name the different trades in the construction industry and outline the trades relevant to the building industry.
Paul, I saw something that looks like a spoon, used when people are building. My brother Paulus used it to put daga, a mixture of cement, sand, and water, on the stack of bricks. I watched him doing it and I was interested in how it became a structure. He also used the yellow aluminium ruler with water in the middle and one end. Apparently, it makes the wall straight.
The thing that looks like a spoon is called a bricklayer stroller grace. It is used for common brickwork. The aluminium one is called a spirit level. My uncle is a builder. That's why I always want to learn this. I have a little bit of basic knowledge of bricklaying. The spirit level is used to plumb and level the walls in brickwork.
Wow, that's interesting. I can't wait for the lessons to start. There's just so much I want to learn about bricklaying. There are, however, a lot of tools that are in different shapes and have different uses.
You're correct, Grace. Let's wait for Mr. Shango, then we can ask him more about the subject. The grade 8 technical studies A and C books have a lot of pictures of tools, the uses of storage, and how to take care of them, and the groups they divided into, and so on.
Good afternoon, class. Please be seated. What is going on there, Grace?
Oh, so we were talking about tools before you walked in. I was wondering if there are different tools used in bricklaying and plastering.
Okay, Grace, we didn't go into details about tools yet, but to answer your question, there are a lot of tools with different uses. The tools are divided into groups according to their uses. The group are as follows: bricklaying tools, measuring tools, plastering tools, cutting tools, and leveling tools or equipments. Bricklaying tools. Bricklayer's trowel is used for common brickwork. Pointing trowel for joint between bricks. A jointer for smoothing bed and perp joints. A brick hammer to tap the brick into a bed joint. Measuring tools. A gauge rod to level of brick. A mortar courses above the foundation. Heights of windows sills and door frames above the floor level. Tape measure to measure the lengths, the heights, and all that need to be measured. Steel square for measuring angles. Plastering tools. A plastering trowel is used to scoop up plasters, mortar, and spread it on the wall. Wooden and plastic float to ensure an even finish. Hand walk, holding and carrying plasters temporarily before it can be applied. Block brusher, moistening the plaster during the plastering process to finish the plaster and to gain the texture. Cutting tools. A comb hammer to trim the roughness on the walls and to cut the bricks. A club hammer. It is used with a cold chisel or blasters to make holes in the walls, trim concrete and cut bricks. A cold chisel for cutting brickwork and dress stones and concrete. A bolster. It is used together with a club hammer to cut bricks. Leveling tools. A spirit level Leveling bricks blocks to check horizontal, vertical, and slab surfaces of the walls, transferring levels. And a water level to transfer levels from one point to another. Another straight edge to check the surfaces that are straight and also used for plastering.
Very good, Paul and Grace. That's brilliant. To add on what you told the class, we have special tools or equipments as well that are not in this group of tools that Paul broke down for us, which are also very useful in our subject. These are power tools like angle glider is used to cut either metal, concrete, bricks, etc. Spade is used to scoop sand, cement, and dig trenches. X-pick for digging trenches, and wheelbarrow to transport mortar, sand, concrete, and construction waste. Trestle and scaffolding to climb and put materials on when walking above ground level, and ladders for climbing to reach for working above ground level. Yes, Grace, your hand is up.
Thank you, sir. I also want to know the trades in the construction industry.
Okay, let me summarize. Trades and tradesmen or women within the building or construction industry. There are various job opportunities in this field. Some are listed below. Trade. We have bricklaying as a trade. Trade person, we refer to them as bricklayers, and their job description is: a bricklayer builds the walls and floors of structures by laying bricks in a specific pattern. We have another trade which is plastering. The trade person is known as a plaster, and the job description is: the job of a plaster includes fixing precast, cornice, moldings, and other plaster fittings. We have another trade in painting and decorating. The trade person is known as a painter, and their job description is: painters add the finishing touches to a building by applying paint, stains, and decorative coverings made of paper, vinyl, or fabric to walls and ceiling. We have another trade which is carpentry. The trade person is known as a carpenter, and their job description is: carpenters construct and repair the woodwork of a building while it's under construction. We have another trade in cabinet making. The trade person is known as a cabinet maker, and their job description is: a cabinet maker is someone who makes built-in cabinets and fine wood furniture to a customer's specifications. Another trade is plumbing. The trade person is known as a plumber, and their job description is: a plumber is responsible for the installation and repair of copper water pipes, sewerage system, and drainage of a building. Those pipes are referred to as plumbing. We have another trade which is tiling. The trade person is known as a tiler, and their job description is: the tiler lays ceramic or natural tiles on surface such as walls and floors. Another trade is electrical work. Trade person is known as an electrician, and their job description is: the work of an electrician includes the proper installation of the initial electrical wiring in the ceilings, walls, and floor of buildings. And lastly, the trade that we have is steel fixing. The trade person is known as a steel fixer, and their job description is: a steel fixer is a tradesman who works with all types of steel during construction. He or she positions and secures steel reinforcement bars and steel mesh used in reinforced concrete. This includes cutting, bending, and welding the steel components. Paul,
Yes, sir.
can you please conclude for us?
Will do, sir. Well, today I have learned the different types of tools and their uses, different groups of tools, and the different types of trades personnel in the building, construction industry, and their jobs. Am I right, sir?
Yes, you are very, very right, Paul. Thank you.
Pleasure, sir.
This brings us to the end of our program for today. This program was written by Mr. R.T. Kapenda. Until next time, take care, stay safe, sanitize your hands at all times, and wear your mask.
This program was brought to you by NAMCOL with funding from the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture and the Commonwealth of Learning.
Hello, listeners! Welcome to our second program in our series, Let's Learn Technical Studies, which is produced for grade 8 learners and anybody else who has an interest in the subject. My name is Jandre Nechka, and today we will learn about bricklaying and plastering. Please have a pen and a notebook ready so that you can make notes of the important points. Namibia is one of the fast-growing developing countries in the southwestern part of Africa. And like other developing countries, bricklaying and plastering is one of the components of development. Capital projects and mass construction are started off with bricklaying. In today's program, we're going to talk about bricklaying and plastering. At the end of this program, you should be able to identify the type of building materials used in bricklaying and plastering. Use the building materials in order to ensure quality. Use building materials responsibly without harming the environment.
Lola, how are you?
Hi, Denzel.
How are you doing? How are you doing today?
I'm great.
All right. Do you watch Natural Geographic or Discovery channels?
Not really, but my father likes those channels. Why are you asking, Denzel? Don't tell me you enjoy those old channels also.
Wow, Lola. Those are not old people's channels. They are very much educative. You must try watching them. I enjoy them so much, and I want to become a civil engineer thanks to those channels. They show how constructions are done from scratch with different buildings, materials in different parts of the world. And it is very amazing for bricklaying, concrete work, plastering, and etc. Engineers really do wonders. You should watch it. I'm sure you will like it.
Okay, I'll give it a try. But what materials are you talking about if bricklayers just use the mixture of sand, cement, and water to build and make bricks?
You are right, Lola. But there is more to that, like how cement is made in different types of cement. And that uses as well as the types of sand used, because not every sand is suitable for building purposes.
Oh, really? Now I'm interested. I can't wait for Miss Kaiser to come to class so I ask him, because I have a lot of questions about this topic. That means you really know a lot about this, Denzel. I'm really impressed. Some of us just watch music channels and lifestyles.
Good afternoon, class. Please sit down.
Sorry, ma'am. Denzel was telling me about building materials and how they're made.
That's good, Lola. That's exactly what we're going to talk about today in our program. Denzel, is there something you want to tell us while we're listening?
Yes, I have learned that most of the building materials are natural and are called aggregates. I also know there are two types of different aggregates, which are fine, coarse aggregates. Fine aggregate is a different type of sand, and coarse aggregate is gravel and stones. Sand depending fine, medium, or coarse. Sand can be used depending on the mixture. Sand is mixed with cement and water to make mortar for bricklaying, building, and plasterings of stones. And are added to it to become concrete, which is used for footing, beams, slabs, columns, and the floors. So in short, we have sand, stones, and gravel, and cement as the natural building materials, ma'am.
Very good, Denzel. I hope everyone will be watching those channels and make use of the internet to watch videos on YouTube, school-related channels. We have different types of sand: pit sand, mine sand, beach sand, and river sand. Pit and river sand are very suitable for building purposes, even if a little attention is needed to treat the sand, and it is very cheap. Stones are crushed into different sizes to match the prescription of use. There are two types of cement that are commonly used in building construction: 32.5N and 42.5N. 32.5N is used for building and plastering, while 42.5N is used for high-strength concrete like beams, bridges, slabs, floors, etc. Only clean water fit for human consumption should be used when mixing mortar or concrete to ensure quality and strength.
Ma'am, why are the different sizes, colors, and shapes of bricks used on different buildings?
Let me try to answer that one, Lola. Bricks can be classified as the followings: common clay bricks, face of bricks, solid bricks, hollow bricks, and block bricks, rock face bricks. The manufacturing of bricks involves the following steps: preparation, molding, drying, and firing. All these determine the shape, size, color, and quality of the bricks.
Well done, Denzel. We've covered a lot today. Let me just add on a bit of how to preserve the environment. Building materials should be used responsibly without harming the environment. Here are some factors to consider. Always use water sparingly. Do not add too much water to mixes. Do not leave water running unnecessarily. Make sure that harmful materials like oil, diesel, paint, and others do not wash into the groundwater. Minimize dust. Recycle papers, plastic, and other harmful materials. Recycle building rumbles where possible.
Oh, let me conclude what I've learned. It's almost time. I've learned the different types of building materials and how they're used. Ensure the quality of materials and maintain good quality. Use sustainable materials responsibly. Dispose of building waste safely without harming the environment.
Wow, this brings us to the end of our program today. This program was written by Mr. R.T. Kapenda. Until next time.
This program was brought to you by NAMCOL with funding from the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture and the Commonwealth of Learning.
listeners! Welcome to our third program in the series, Let's Learn Technical Studies, which is produced for grade 8 learners and anybody else who has an interest in the subject. My name is Jean Renichka, and today we'll learn about choice of building sites. Please have a pen and a notebook ready so that you can make notes of the important points. Before construction can start, a suitable site must be identified. Site preparation is a very important part of any construction job because it will always determine the strength and durability of the structure. At the end of this program, you should be able to list the factors influencing the choice of a building site, identify suitable sites for buildings, explain the disadvantages of topsoil on a building site, and explain the importance of site clearance and excavation of topsoil.
I want to know about a few things that I saw in the building construction, but I don't know what to Google. Adam,
Yes?
are you from Rehoboth?
Yes.
They say people from Rehoboth are the first contractors above all. Is that true?
Simasiku, what do you want to know, my brother? You are right, Simasiku. I might be able to help you. My father is a contractor, and ever since I was 7 years old, we have been working together. The only challenge would probably be to explain it to you in English, as we only use our language, which is not English.
Oh, I trust you, my brother. With all those years of experience, I'm sure nothing will go wrong. I want to know why the contractors clear the area and dig out the top sand and fill it up with new sand and compact it before they start with building or before they start excavating the trenches of the building.
Eish, Simasiku. This is not going to be easy for me, my brother, but I will try my best. If it was Afrikaans, it was going to be easy and sweet. Okay. Sometimes they remove the topsoil because the topsoil is too contaminated and it's full of vegetation. When the soil is contaminated, it is not suitable for building purposes. The soil that is too vegetation is for agricultural purposes and it's rich in manure, therefore it's not good for building purposes at all.
This is why I trust you, my brother. I know that I'm in good hands. Can you elaborate more on this? For example, what factors influence the choices of building sites?
I am more practical than theoretical, my brother. And I really cannot express myself very well in English, as I have said earlier. The choice of a building site can be affected by the water table underneath the ground. Natural resources also play another role.
Good morning. Let us remain seated. Simasiku and Adams, what are you talking about? Come on, share with us. I'm pretty sure you're not talking about last weekend's football.
Oh, no, ma'am, no. Not football. I asked Adams to explain to me why they remove the top sand and fill in with new sand when they are preparing for new site.
I am not sure if what I told him is correct, ma'am, but I tried my level best. He asked about the factors influencing the choice of a building site.
Oh, that's interesting because we're going to talk about choices of building sites in our program for today. Site selection plays an important role in the planning and design of buildings. The following factors should be considered when choosing a site: natural defects, sloping or very rocky areas. Such sites will be more expensive to prepare and develop. The purpose of the building, whether it is residential or commercial, accessibility near roads to enable delivery of building supplies and removal of rubbles. Availability of services, including municipality-supplied water and sewage connection. local building laws and restrictions, shape and size of site must be suitable for the purpose, the type of soil, very sandy or clay-rich soil, will increase the construction cost, general land use in the area, residential sites should not be close to factories or industrial areas, waterlogged areas should be avoided, and access to telephone or internet lines and cell phone reception.
Oh, so it means what has to be done will depend on the site itself and the design of the building.
Sometimes it's necessary to knock down a building, remove old foundations, or clear rubble from site. A site is usually prepared for construction in 3 steps. Vegetation, plant life, or debris is cleared. Topsoil is removed and the site is leveled.
All vegetation, plants, roots, and tree stumps must be removed from the area around the foundations. They need to dig out any roots and fill the holes with soil that is compacted well. This is done because roots can cause severe cracking of foundations or structure, and rotting tree stumps or other vegetable matter can weaken concrete foundations. Additionally, topsoil should be removed to a depth of at least 300 millimeters, and the reasons for removing the topsoil are: it has the highest concentration of roots, seeds, and decaying organic materials. It is unstable as construction materials are rarely firm enough to bear any load. It cannot be used for foundations.
Any building site must be checked by a land surveyor to ensure that it is absolutely leveled. If the site is not leveled, the building's load will not be transferred evenly to the foundations. This will result in sagging, cracking, or other structural damage on the building.
Wow, that's so amazing. And today I have learned the factors that influence the selection or choice of the building site, how to identify a suitable building site for buildings, and the disadvantages of topsoil, and the importance of leveling the sites before constructions. Am I right, madam?
Yes, Masiko. That brought us to the end of our program for today. Our program was written by R.T. Kapenda. Until next time.
This program was brought to you by NAMCOL with funding from the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture and the Commonwealth of Learning.
Hello listeners, and welcome to our 4th program in our series. Let's Learn Technical Studies, which is produced for grade 8 learners and anybody else who has an interest in the subject. My name is Nodi Yambo, and today we will learn about roof covering materials. Please have a pen and a notebook at hand to take some important points. A roof, complete with its covering, plays an important role in any building. It must provide protection against bad weather. It should also provide thermal insulation and enhance the appearance of the building. At the end of this program, you should be able to list various types of roof coverings and state the advantages and disadvantages of different roofing materials.
Hey Linus, how are you, man?
It's all good. How are you, Michael?
I'm good. Most houses in our town just have the same roofing. What could be wrong?
Well, I've been reading a lot, but I have no idea what it is. Maybe they are cheap or they are good for the geographical location.
You might be right, Linus. Let's wait for Mr. Eliphas when he comes to class.
Good morning, class.
Good morning, sir.
Please let's all sit down. Linus and Michael, share with us what you are talking about. I hope it's not an Arsenal joke.
Oh, no, sir. It's not an Arsenal joke. We're actually talking about types of roofs on our houses in my area. They're all the same, sir.
Great. That is exactly what we are going to talk about in our program today. It is very important to choose the most suitable type of covering for a building. The following criteria should be considered when choosing a roof covering for a specific house or building. Water resistant, wind and hail resistant, soundproofing qualities, resistant to rust and corrosion, the cost, availability of roof covering, attractiveness, durability, mass, roof structure, supports roofing materials, climatic conditions, extreme temperatures, reflection and absorption of heat and cold.
Sir.
Yes, Linus,
Let me try.
go ahead.
Galvanized iron roofing sheet, concrete roof tiles, and clay roof tiles, natural flat slate roofing, and the last one is thatch roofing.
Sir, can I also give a try?
Yes, go ahead.
Galvanized. This roof covering is manufactured by hot dipping the iron sheets in melted zinc, galvanizing, and then rolling them to produce a linear pattern. Two profiles are available, corrugated and IBR, inverted box rib sheeting. The advantages of galvanized iron roofing covering are one of the most durable roofing materials available, life expectancy of 50 years. Due to sheet size, big areas can be covered quickly. Easy to handle and install. Able to withstand strong winds, heavy rains, and hail. Galvanizing process provides protection against corrosion and rust. Fire resistant. Available in different colors. And the disadvantages of galvanized iron roofing covering is prone to corrosion, as rust, especially in coastal regions. Rust can occur when sheeting is damaged and between joints. Need the extra thermal insulation. Otherwise, interior can be very hot or cold. And the last, noisy, especially when raining, hail hits the roof.
This is very good. Well done, Linus and Michael. Let's continue. Concrete roof tiles. These roofing materials is made of a mixture of sand, cement, and water. The tiles are molded under heat and high pressure. Concrete tiles come in a wide range of colors and styles to give a house a unique appearance. Example of cement tiles: linear, striata, Macquarie, and Windsor. The advantages of concrete roof tiles are: they are durable. Concrete is hard or not easily damaged. They are able to withstand extreme weather conditions, including strong winds, rain, and hail. They are less expensive than other types of tiles. They are rust-proof and they are fireproof. The disadvantages of concrete roof tiles are: they need to be sealed because the concrete is very porous and absorbs water easily. They are more expensive than corrugated iron sheeting. The tiles are heavy. They are inclined to form mildew, mold or fungus, and they break easily.
Clay tile roofing is one of the oldest and most used roofing materials in the world. The tiles are produced by baking mold clay. Color ranges from shades of white and yellow to orange, brown, terracotta. These are tiles available in a variety of shapes, and the surface can be painted. Examples of clay tiles profiles are: number 1, interlocking tiles; number 2, double Roman; and number 3, flat roof tiles. And advantages of clay tiles: environmental friendly and easy to recycle, fairly dense, strong and durable, life expectancy up to 100 years, rust proof and waterproof. Their weight resists strong winds, fairly hail resistance, broken tiles are easily to replace, easy to install, offer good insulation, fire resistance. And the disadvantages of clay roof tiles: likely to crack in extreme temperatures, more expensive than corrugated iron sheets, up to 30% more expensive than concrete tiles, relatively heavy, so strong roof construction is needed, and last but not least, difficult to cut to size. Am I right, sir?
Yes, you are right. Thank you, Michael.
Slate is a fine graded gray, green or bluish purple metamorphic rock that is easily split into smooth flat plates. Because of its natural beauty, it is a common roofing material. It is available in various colors and textures, like all other roofing coverings. Advantages of natural flat slate roofing: environmental friendly and easy to recycle, very durable, life expectancy of up to 100 years, resists wind effectively due to weight, not affected by fungus or mold, practically maintenance free, fire resistant, rust proof, fairly easy to lay, very attractive, good insulator against cold, available in different colors.
Thank you, Linus. That was very good.
Yes, sir.
Thatching is a craft. It takes years of training to become a master thatcher. The grass used will depend on the region where the structure is built. Thatched roof coverings are popular in game parks because of the natural appearance. It is also commonly used for entertainment areas. Unfortunately, thatching roofing have more disadvantages than advantages. The advantages of thatching roofing are: its best insulated roofing, excellent insulating properties, especially ideal for extremely hot climates. If laid well, it will not require much maintenance. Thatch is light, so less timber is needed. Roof structure, high aesthetic value, meaning it's attractive. Waterproof if laid correctly. The disadvantages are: they are not very durable if not treated or maintained properly. They are expensive because it requires competent or skilled people to erect. Ridges of these roofs are very weak. They have to be reinforced and constantly maintained. Their suitable material is not always readily available. It needs to be treated or covered in plastic or wire mesh to keep away birds. It needs full sun. If thatch gets wet, it must dry quickly to prevent rot or fungal growth. It has high fine risk. It needs lightning conductors. Any repair or maintenance requires an experienced thatcher. Michael?
Yes, sir. Let me conclude today's lesson, sir. I have learned the different types of roof coverings, the functions of roof coverings, and how they are made or materials they are made of. and their advantages and disadvantages, sir. Am I right?
Yes, Michael. And that brings us to the end of our program for today. This program was written by R.T. Carpenter. Until next time, sanitize your hands and wear your mask.
This program was brought to you by NAMCOL with funding from the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture and the Commonwealth of Learning.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to our 5th program in our series. Let's Learn Technical Studies, which is produced for grade 8 learners and anybody else who has an interest in the subject. My name is Nodi Yambo, and today we will learn about bonding of simple walls. Please have a pen and a notebook ready so that you can make notes of the important points. In the olden days, when our forefathers used to build their houses with stones, bonding was not really controlled because the stones they were using had irregular shapes and sizes. In the modern world, it is different because the bricks we use are of the same size, shape, and color. The word bond refers to the arrangement of bricks in a specific pattern. The bricks are laid to overlap so that the vertical joints of two consecutive following courses are never in line. At the end of this program, you should be able to distinguish between the types of bonds used in bricklaying and plastering, describe the types of bonds used in bricklaying and plastering, solve bonding problems of walls up to 1 brick thick, apply simple bonding rules used in bricklaying and plastering.
Better! You go crazy one day, you.
Hell no.
What is that you are drawing now? And why don't you draw on drawing papers? You will get in trouble. One for drawing in your school books, you know?
Tommy, there's just different types of wall faces. Wall face is the surface of the wall that is seen. When people are building, their buildings looks like this when they're not plastered. And this is called bonding. I'm just drawing at the back of my book. I don't think we'll finish this whole book because our syllabus does not have a lot of stuff.
Oh, you think so? Where did you get this syllabus from? Bonding walls. Are your steps ahead, Benna? How did you get to know all these things already? Oh.
Reading is power, my friend. Reading and reading will make you reach greater heights. The syllabus is the very first guide that you must go through before you even sit in class to familiarize yourself with what you're going to learn that year. I'm sure you're wondering how I got the syllabus. It's easy. I got it from the internet on NIED, which stands for National Institute for Educational Development website. Everything is on the internet these days. All you need is Google.
So during the holiday, you were just busy with schoolwork while other kids are enjoying their holiday? I want to be like you also. But the problem is my brother won't let me. They always just distract me, so I join them. But that's really good, girl. Keep it up. I'm really impressed, and I will take my schoolwork seriously and also be someone useful in the community.
Yeah, if I can do it, you can also do it, my friend. You will like it and start enjoying it by the time you come to class. All you do is polish and get what you couldn't understand at home. Once you start, you'll never stop. It's a great exercise, Tommy.
All right, Benna.
Good morning, class.
Good morning, sir.
I'm fine. Please have a seat. Thomas and Benau, what is going on there?
Nothing much, sir. Ben was just telling me about bonding of walls and face walls that she's been drawing lately, sir.
Ah, very good. That's exactly what we are going to talk about in our program today. Bonding of simple walls. A variety of brick bonds is used in construction. The following types of bonds are commonly used in bricklaying: stretcher bond, header bond, English bond, Flemish bond, common or English garden wall bond. In bonding, we must know the different terminologies used in brickwork or bonding, like stretcher. It is a brick laid parallel to the face of the wall so that only its length, 220 to 75 millimeters, is seen. Header is a brick laid across the thickness of the wall so that the end, 110 to 75 millimeter head, is showing. Bed. When a brick is cut across its width, the remaining piece is called a bed. Course. A continuous horizontal layer of bricks in a wall.
Sir, can I add to that?
Yes, Benna.
Okay. The difference between the types of bonds. Stretcher bond. This bond consists of identical courses with the long stretcher faces of the bricks laid end to end. Header bond. The bricks are laid flat with their heads forming the face of the wall. This bond is used for simple walls or decorative purposes. English bond. In this bond, alternate courses consist of headers and stretchers. It is considered the strongest bond and is used for walls of various thicknesses. Flemish bond. In this bond, each course consists of alternate header and stretcher bricks. The center of any stretcher is in line with the header in the course above and below it. Construction of this bond needs more skill, but it gives a more pleasing appearance. It is not as strong as the English bond. Common bond. The common bond is very similar to the stretcher bond. However, every sixth course is a header course. The header ties the stretches together firmly, creating a very strong wall.
Sir,
Yes, Thomas.
can you encounter problems with those bonding at all? If yes, how do we solve them?
Good, Benna, and thank you for the question, Thomas. Yes, bonding can have problems, and here are some solutions to the problems you might come across. Problems. You could have powdery, cracking, or crumbling mortar joints, and the solutions to this is remove the mortar to a depth equal to or slightly deeper than the width of the joint, or up to where the mortar is still solid. Mix the new mortar that matches the original mixture. Repoint the joint. Furthermore, apply the new mortar to secure the joint. Another problem is bricks and mortar not bonding. The solution to this are remove the brick if necessary and remove the mortar and repoint the joint. Another problem is cracks in bricks. The solutions to this: chisel out the old brick carefully, clean any loose material from the hole, apply mortar around the edge and the base of the hole onto the surface of the new brick, insert new brick, and remove excess mortar. Another problem you can encounter is stepped cracks in brickwork, and the solution to this is usually due to foundation settlement. First, remove all the debris and remove the mortar until you reach firm material. Use a flexible crack filler or mortar mix to fill the crack. strengthen the area by applying a metal or plaster mesh. And another problem is white salts deposits on bricks or joints. And the solutions to this are, this is called inflorescence. It can be due to where the bricks were stored or the sand used in the mortar mix. It is not harmful and it can be removed by brushing with a stiff brush. There are also rules regarding bonds. The right choice of bond is extremely important. A poor bond will weaken the entire structure. In a half brick wall, there should be an overlap of half a brick between any course and the one immediately below it. In a 1 brick thicker wall, the overlap between the consecutive courses should not be less than 55 millimeters along the length of the wall and not less than 110 millimeter along its breadth. The vertical joints of the alternate courses should be in line from the bottom to the top of the wall. Cut or broken bricks should be used only where a particular bond requires it. Wall ties must be used in cavity walls.
Cavity wall is made up from an outer leaf and inner leaf. Air gap between these leaves, which usually contains insulation. The minimum of the air gap is 50 millimeter, and this gap helps when there is hot air outside as it will cool inside and vice versa.
Sir, let me conclude what I've learned today.
Okay, Thomas.
I've learned the different types of bonding, how to differentiate between two types of bonding, how to solve bonding problems of walls, rules regarding bonds, and last but not least, cavity walls. Am I right, sir?
Well done, Thomas.
Thank you, sir.
Well, that brings us to the end of our program for today. This program was written by R.T. Carpenter. Until next time, stay safe, sanitize your hands, and wear your mask at all times.
This program was brought to you by NAMCOL with funding from the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture and the Commonwealth of Learning.